Welcome, I'm Brian S. Alexander, and my book is Waiting for the Real World to Catch Up, with a playable game on the fold-out back cover. But more about that later. It's the story of Scottrick, a loopy inventor who always wanted to have $1 million idea. Based on untrue story, Scottrick's warped tale is as fictional as he is. In college, Scottrick has dozens of ideas, but most are downright laughable. He makes a flying hoop that you could also wear as a hat. But the world's not ready for it. His beer can coloring book leaves head scratching. Who in the heck is gonna let their kids color in cans of booze? When the pet rock starts a nationwide craze, Scottrick wants in on the action and creates his own daffy product, clothing for telephones. Too bad the phones themselves can't call in to place orders. Desperate for success, his ideas get wackier, and he makes Nixon dog food with the slogan, "Feed Nixon to the dogs." His hopes are set on a colorful pop music game dreamed up over semester break and sent to Parker Brothers for evaluation. Scottrick's ready for a game in the crazed world of rock, but are they? He takes a ho-hum job in research for an ostomy bag company where he finally has $1 million idea, but gets canned anyway, the victim of corporate greed. But his patent lives on and is subject to $1 million lawsuit. The company desperately needs his help, but can they get disgruntled Scottrick to cooperate? Here's what he writes to the scammy lawyers. "I was shocked to hear from you people, you vast wasteland of human greed. Take your stinking patent and flush it down the toilet for all I care. Scottrick is fighting mad and determined to be a big success. He decides to conquer the world of pop music and produces a record album with his fanciful game on the cover. Too bad it also has his fractured songs and singing. Billboard magazine recommends it, but only because they like the game. Scottrick can't get a break to save his life. After struggling through architectural studies and having a close brush with death trying to be a truck driver, he's reduced to working alongside actress wannabe Tina Fey at the YMCA. Her later success inspires him to write a book in the obscure field of kitchen gadgets, and he says, if Tina Fey can make it to Saturday Night Live, I can write a stupid book on kitchen collectibles. His book is actually published and is featured in USA Today and on live TV, and he writes a second book, which gets more media attention. Martha Stewart even writes him a letter from prison when he sends her books. But his 15 seconds of fame is fleeting, so Scottrick hopes to extend it by getting on the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? His wacky past and folding towels with Tina at the Y seems like perfect fodder for Meredith Vieira on the show. The producers tire of his over-the-top antics. Will they actually put him on? You'll have to read the book to find out. Waiting for the Real World to Catch Up is a chronicle of the undefeatable American spirit, where dreams never die and readers get swept along on the trip, bumps and all. If my Kickstarter goal is met, it will help offset the first published edition of the book, with the fun-to-play game on the cover and the cutout playing pieces inside. You also get to see and read about some of Scottrick's other way out ideas. For Kickstarter, I've come up with some great incentives for those wanting to help out. Thanks for watching. I guess for Scottrick, the real world has caught up.